Hello, welcome to my presentation on one of the oldest religions, Zoroastrianism. Zoroastrianism originated in Central Asia and spread out to the Middle East. It has a small population with only 150,000 people. Zoroastrianism was created around 600 BCE by Zoroaster. It is a dualistic religion and constantly refers back to a fight between good and evil. Zoroastrianism was created by Zoroaster, otherwise known as Zarathustra, a young priest who was allegedly born from a virgin, just how Mary, Jesus' mother, was a virgin when she birthed Jesus. He met with Ahura Mazda, one of the gods in the polytheistic religion in his region. Ahura Mazda taught Zoroaster all about true religion and beliefs, customs, and principles of Zoroastrianism. After this, Zoroaster tried to spread the new religion, but without any results. Eventually, he was called on by King Vistapa to cure his paralyzed horse, and he successfully healed the horse. Because this miracle, King Vistapa and the queen and the royal courts all became Zoroastrians. Zoroastrianism was prominent in the Middle East before Islam. First, we have the Achaemenid Empire. The Achaemenid Empire spanned from Pakistan to Egypt. It lasted from 550 BCE to 330 BCE. The empire was created under Cyrus the Great, who expanded the empire from a city-state into an influential powerhouse in the Middle East. Zoroastrianism spread along the empire until getting captured by Alexander the Great. Next, the Sassanid Empire also spread out, but not as massively as the Achaemenid Empire. It lasted from 224 to 651 in current era. The Sassanids were first led by Ardashir I. The empire fell alongside Zoroastrianism as Islam spread throughout the Middle East. Ahura Mazda was the supreme god of Zoroastrianism. He stood for all the good in the universe that he created. He has two offspring, Spentamanu, who represents the good, and Angramanu, who is also called Ahriman, represents all evil. Ahura Mazda also is omnipotent and omniscient, which means he knows and sees everything, just like the Christian God and Santa. In Zoroastrianism, Ahura Mazda created the universe as a battlefield for a 9,000-year-old war. This battle created humans, demons, and other animals. Ahura Mazda created humans so they could help defeat Ahriman. Zoroastrianism tells its followers good thoughts, good words, and good deeds. It also puts the universe in an internal struggle between good and evil. And in this struggle, good and evil are equal. And humans have a choice to pick good. Zoroastrianism has many rituals. One of them is the sacred fire, which represents the light of Ahura Mazda. There is a sacred fire in each fire temple. A fire temple is just where Zoroastrians pray, worship, and do whatever. There is also an initiation ceremony where kids from 7 to 10 join Zoroastrianism. The kids get a sacred cloak and cord which they will wear for the rest of their lives to remind them of Zoroastrianism. Zoroastrians also pray 5 times a day. They cover their heads and pray to Ahura Mazda. A Zoroastrian funeral starts with the body being met by a 4-eyed dog 5 times in one day. A 4-eyed dog is just a dog with 2 dots above its eyes. After the first meeting, a fire is lit, which will stay lit for 3 more days. After this, the body is taken outside. 3 circles of people will form around them. 1 of men, 1 of women, and 1 of kids. The next, they will wait for a vulture to eat away all the flesh. Zoroastrians celebrate many days, one of which is courted Sal, which is the celebration of Zoroaster's birthday. It is celebrated by parties and people thinking over their lives and trying to become better people. In Norwuz, they celebrate their New Year's. Instead of a normal New Year's on January 1st, they celebrate it on the spring equinox, which is the first day of the Zoroastrian calendar. They celebrate it with parties and other fun stuff. Finally, the Zoroastrians celebrate Gahambars. Gahambars are celebrated 6 times every year, each time for each aspect of creation. Finally, we have my favorite part. All of the similarities between Zoroastrianism and all Force users within Star Wars. Unlike some may say, the Jedi and the Sith pretty much are their own religions. They have many similarities. The first would be the fight between good and evil. Whether it is external or internal, there is always a fight between good and evil. Whether it could be the rebels and the Empire, or the Sith and the Jedi. It could also be internal. So going back to how all humans have a choice to do good. Especially in the video game Jedi Fallen Order. Cal Kestis his story kind of falls out, and he ends up facing the dark side internally instead of just, fighting him. He has to overcome and adapt to the dark side instead of either ignore it or become it. Another similarity would be the father, son, and daughter of Mortis. The father could be Ahura Mazda. The son of Mortis, he could be Ingra Manu. And the daughter could be Spenta Manu. Some differences be that, Zoroastrianism, anyone can be Zoroastrian. Jedi, you have to be born with certain powers. Another difference would be in Zoroastrianism, there is no chosen one. While for the Jedi, there is Anakin Skywalker, who is the chosen one to bring balance to the Force. And then the most prominent difference would be that following Zoroastrianism actually, surprisingly, does not give you magical abilities. So I'm sorry for all those who wanted magical abilities by following Zoroastrianism. You will not be able to use the Force. Another big difference is that actually the Force is represented more as a spirit instead of a being, like Ahura Mazda. Finally, another difference would be there's about 10,000 Jedi and 2 Sith, and currently there is 150,000 Zoroastrians. That is the end to my presentation about Zoroastrianism. I hope that you enjoyed it.